Man, what's going on, everybody? I just watched Key Glock's brand new video. His new song is so much hidden messages in it. It's a lot of stuff that's really going on in that video that y'all haven't really seen. It's in your background. It's in your conscious. It hasn't came out yet, but you were exposed to it. So a lot of things that happened. Obviously, we seen that he was in front of Makita's. And Makita's is where everything went down, but they still got it boarded up. They still got the Makita sign lit. So somebody's still going into Makita's and turning the lights on. And so that's one thing that you got to understand.
They said it was Maurice who was going in there, turning the light on, man. They said Maurice goes through the back door because the front's boarded up, man. They said, listen to me, man. They said that Maurice parked in the back so won't nobody see him coming through. He don't want nobody seeing him at all because he don't want to be involved in what's going on when in actual reality, they said Maurice was the one who rung Dolph up and was like, hey, man, get up, dog.
Right. And Maurice is still the owner. So he's coming there to open the shop up and everything.
Still making cookies out the back door.
They still using that kitchen, even though it's boarded up and you can't walk in. The back is bumping. The back door is wide open. People still walking in and out. They still shooting music videos there. Now, it's a lot of stuff that I seen too. For example, we hear Dolph in the song, like an ad lib and stuff. So I'm wondering, like, you know, are they gonna drop another song and with a Dolph feature? And I want to know too, like, is all these other rappers that Raven from Makita's manage, are they gonna start dropping songs too, just like Straight Drop started dropping songs and everything? And Key Glock responded to Straight Drop in his new song, talking about he could get it back in but he can't get his time back. So that's just saying that, and he said that he gonna spaz out for his and F the humble stuff. He gonna spaz out for his. So just know Key Glock finally spoke out. That's him speaking back out to us. When we asked him in my last couple videos, I said Key Glock need to say something to us to let us know where he stands. And we haven't heard from Key Glock because he deleted his social media.
And he said the only way that he was going to respond is if we went hard on the videos. So we went straight in on the videos. And he came back with, like, literally, he came back, let everybody know what was going on, that he gonna slide for Dolph, that he gonna make sure everybody who had something to do with Dolph everybody who had something to do with Dolph at Makita's, man, he gonna get down to the bottom of it, man.
Yeah, because he's there. And he don't look happy, you know what I'm saying? He looking over his shoulder. He mad that it's Makita's right there, you know what I'm saying?
He only had like 5 people with him. It was 2 in the car, 1 on the side, standing in the back of the camera, and there was 2 ducked off, like in the cut, like just in case anybody ride past by Family Dollar.
And this is the song that they were supposed to film at Makita's the day that everything happened. That's why they still went there to film the song, and they called it Proud. He called it Proud because he thought Dolph would be proud of him that he still went back to Makita's and filmed the video, even though after everything that happened, he still tried to go and go through with Dolph's plan of trying to help Makita's. And even though they turned their back on him, and we see how he's angry in the video, that he has to look back and see it's freaking Makita's right there, and
it's boarded up. He paid like $12,000 to get a mural made and everything.
Yeah, and technically, this song was supposed to be with Snoop Band's Key Glock and Young Dolph.
Snoop Benz didn't answer the phone this time.
Snoop Bands might not be ready to fully be back out there and actually, you know, he made his songs, but he's not ready to link up and go to the studio with Key Glock. He's still in the streets with his cousin looking for the fifth and sixth suspect.
Yeah, so that means Key Glock really ain't messing with nobody right now. He really just on some solo dolo. He got his hitters. He got everybody around him that's gonna protect him. He know they ain't gonna backdoor him. He know that for a fact. He know that Snoop Band's gonna stay where he at. He know that Snoop Band, he still cool. It's still, you feel me? It's still like love there. But you gotta understand, man, what happened to Dolph. Snoop Band's supposed to been there to protect him. Young Dolph brother, dude with the man, y'all know dude with the Drake. He supposed to bust. You feel me? He's supposed to instantly got back at him. Like real life. If he would have got back at him, Dolph would have still been here.
Yeah, and anybody with a brother would know that you would bust back. No, you would ask questions later and bust back first.
You'll look at somebody you just meet, like to freeze up or be hesitant when a situation like that come. But you gotta understand, man, that was his brother, man. He had that man with him all the time, man. That's why he called him security.
Right, and he was in professional security. He needed professional security and move in a certain way where they would bust back. Yeah, professional security would have busted back on site before they even ran back in the cars. They wouldn't have the people would never turn around. It would have been dropped. But like I'm saying though, Key Glock, he was only there with his security and his hitters at this music video. Ain't no other rapper featured in this right now. No, you don't look back at the video right now. Go rewind it. It's no other PRE artists in that video. And wouldn't you think all the other PRE artists would have got in the first major video dropped at Makita's? Like, who wouldn't want to be there showing support? So it's a reason why Key Glock is there by himself. And you know what I mean? It kind of looked like it's dark and at night and everything.
But the Makita sign lit up because Maurice up in the back. Like, real life, like, y'all got to pay attention to what's going on. Key Glock ain't messing with Makita's either. He used to go there with Dolph all the time. He ain't messing with Makita's. You got to understand, Key Glock, he ready to leave out of town. He already said he ready to skate. He said he don't even want to be in Memphis right now while this going on. He said he gonna send, he said he gonna send his people, take care of that, and he gonna dip.
Yeah, and that's why he moved his cars. Remember the first thing we seen is all his yellow cars and these yellow foreigns on a semi-truck trailer heading straight out of town. And he came back in a different car, like I think they came back in a Cadillac truck and came back to shoot this video.
Yeah.
So nobody knew it was Key Glock back in town. He didn't have his yellow foreigns. He just came in like a low-key presidential blacked out Cadillac truck.
Yeah, that's all. But he don't need to be flashy when he, you feel me, finna go slide to the same spot where this stuff happened at, man.
Right.
And people really don't know that Key Glock, he wasn't never like hesitant about going there. He just didn't want nobody that worked for Makita's to come out the back.
Yeah, because you know that Maurice and them, it's still people in Makita's trying to fix up the holes. They trying to not the holes, that's holes in the back hallway. They still doing work, patch up work, drywall work. They still got a cleaning crew out there sanitizing all the evidence as far as like the fluids that, you know what I mean? And the fact that they had him in there all morning, the smell was bad. So they had to bring a whole team to clean the whole place up. And they still back there doing the bathroom work. Because remember, he was by the bathroom. He was right by that bathroom getting ready to run out that door when everything popped off.
Yeah.
So they still fixing the plumbing. They said that their plumbing broke.
Facts.
So that's why Maurice is still in the back. He turning on the lights for all the workers that's coming in, and they still trying to hide everything before the marshals come in there. They still have marshals still ain't come in there because they thought the building was boarded up, because they seen the next door was boarded up, and then they seen Makita's was boarded up. So they just turned around and left, and they called Maurice and said, hey, we saw us boarded up, so we can't come look in until everything is fixed up. So Maurice got off on the hook. He said, okay. So he hurried up, hired the cleaning crew to come in. And then he also took the booking from Keyglock music video to pay for them.
So we're gonna
Right,
leave all the talking
and
to
she's
you.
like you said, she's the operational business. She's hiring, she's
Yep.
firing. So if you're hiring and firing, you talking about there's 3 workers that day. That goes back. You talking about 3 workers, but in the video it shows 6 people working that day. So come on now, that was
Come
a lie
on.
Right.
she told.
And then you can see in the video that the lady in the Infinity hat, she pans and zooms over to the everybody that's on the side of that cookie shop by the gold car, and you can see it's 2 dudes that was working plus Maurice, and they had a lady in there that looked like she was the one that was in the front register who seen the
That's a fact.
she's the one who apparently pressed some button or was taking the order, but the whole time they said Maurice was the one who took the order, and then they start lying about what kind of cookies he's getting and who he's getting it for. So that's
Y'all
where
remember
they
when
start
Maurice was
messing up.
walking across Maurice was walking on the pavement, like right by the Makita's, where he was looking at? He was looking at Family Dollar, looking over there at that Ford.
Yes, he waited to look and make sure that they left, and when when 007 said that she followed the dudes that ran out the back of the cookie shop, she followed them into Family Dollar, and when they walked out, they turned right to go towards the Tahoe that's picking them up. But then at the same time, Maurice come out the cut, and he turned left and go down that sidewalk. And then once he gets to the end of that sidewalk, he'd turn around and look and make sure that the people got in that whip and left.
And
So
another thing,
he's looking out. He knows. Go ahead.
and another thing, I was wondering also, people was wondering for a simple fact, if they got them doors where you can, they had to block them in. How else is they going? What other place could have locked him in where he couldn't get out? That cookie shop. He couldn't.
Right.
They had to bust him out that cookie shop. So once they got him in there, they locked him in.
Yeah, they said they upgraded and beefed up their security. That could include locks that lock you in, basically, and they have to buzz you to get out. You're right. So that's why he was locked in there. And Raven said that it's the mom that opened up the shop that morning. So she already snitched on her and said she was there. But how does Raven know that unless was she on the phone all morning talking about, oh, what are all these people doing, or was she actually tagging along with the mom to open up the cookie shop? So
And
anybody could have been on scene, but they're not being questioned.
right, and I haven't heard nothing about their phones now. If they're investigating, why they didn't track her phone to actually see where she was at? I mean, that's what cell phones do. They
They
ping off of
probably
different
is.
places.
We really don't
Right.
know. They could be tracking her right now, and she thinking she's so scot free. That's what they want her to think, that she's scot free. No time they
Right.
on her ass.
Yeah, they letting them go get away scot free. So if they can get location on people and all this off the cell phones, why can't we get the actual phone call from MPD to Makita's, or the 911 call from the
Or even
laundromat,
from Maurice to her.
anything like that,
Or even from Maurice to her to find out where exactly what she at.
or from Snoop Bands and Dolph to figure out where they was going. You give me too much information.
And then when she went back up there again, she kept lying about it. She kept putting her foot, like you said, talking too much, putting her foot in her mouth. And like I said, like I told everybody, this was already planned before he even came in town, because they had to get the perfect plan. And what they did was, you know what? He's coming in town for the turkey giveaway. They was already set in motion. The shooters was already set. All this to me was already set in motion. They just had to wait for him to go to that turkey Thanksgiving giveaway, and that's when they had planned all. They had it already planned. That they felt like this was the perfect timing and the perfect cover. But when she got on that show, who we talking about, she put a foot in her mouth.
Exactly. They don't know what they got themselves into coming out and talking all this stuff, but because they didn't expect this to happen. Because you know why? It just goes to prove that they thought they had some. They thought that
Their
the
lives was
12
covered up.
had their back or something. Somebody was gonna have their back where they're not gonna get in trouble. That's why they're not afraid to go up on them shows and say their side of the story. They're not afraid to keep coming on live and all this stuff and keep showing up to work. Because if they really thought they was in danger and going through therapy and all this stuff, why are they continuing all this stuff?
Why is she still meeting up with Yo Gotti, y'all? Why is she still meeting up with Yo Gotti? Why is Makita's Raven still meeting up with Yo Gotti?
Because I'm gonna take you back.
That we don't know about.
That's automatic.
I'm gonna take you back to the video her and her sister made of the twins, and when her sister said, "Oh, the twins is down with CMG now, but that's still within but still within the family." Okay, now if you take that into consideration, what you mean still within the family? That means you're a part of that family because you didn't say they went over to CMG to a new artist or to a new whoever. You said it's still within the CMG family. That's what she said out her mouth.
Yeah. Anybody, look, they got a family business, right? And most of their family work for them. So if any of them got ties to CMG, is going to come back with some type of money to do where they're going to filter it through the business. That's why they are a prize in the eyes of anybody with some type of street ties and money, because that's a way they could flush some cash through that business, through that cookie shop. Because they could, and then on top of that, they're gonna say whatever they gotta say to make it look like they not making that much money on paper, so they can still get them business loans and still try to get them. They be getting like little grants and awards from the city just for being like minorities or being small business. They take advantage and milk all that stuff. They'll do anything for the paper.
That sister Raven twin, right? Raven
and you can't tell me in the middle of a pandemic the cookie shop was making that much money. You can't tell me that. Cookies ain't making that much money in the middle of a pandemic.
Exactly.
Right. Ain't nobody
Raven
really
twin,
going out
right?
there.
Raven twin was on the news saying Maurice was there, man. Raven twin was on the news saying Maurice was there, and everybody wanted to skip past it. She cracked the case, and then I seen something on Facebook with Raven's sister, Raven twin. She telling everybody that they telling her to shut the fuck up. Come on,
That's
man.
crazy.
Because their stories are contradicted. They don't want too many stories. That's why they keep letting Raven talk. They don't want too many stories out there. That's why they keep letting Raven go up there and put her foot in her mouth. But it's too many stories. If you got more reason telling the story, that's why nobody's telling the story but her. Because she figures she got all this down pat, but you don't understand. Your lies are not making no kind of sense at all.
The reason why Raven's the one talking is because she the operation manager for the store. So when it come down to any kind of public affairs or anything like that, she's got to be the person to say all that. That's why Maurice had to say what he had to say in his little BS interview, and ever since then he didn't talk because they said, all right, Raven, you're going to be the one that's going to have to get us out this mess. Wardell Thomas, that's a great question. Exactly. He did not go there to eat no cookies. Ask Young Dolph Doctor himself. He will tell you Young Dolph don't be eating a lot of food. This dude is not no fat guy. Come on. Bro, skinny people, they're not going to be having that sweet, like, I know I've seen skinny people eat a lot, but Dolph don't be eating cookies like that. Look up any video.
Because he be drinking the lean. He eat more Jolly Ranchers than the butter cookies that he came from Makita's.
Why I told you to ask his doctor is because his doctor tell him that because you drink so much of this and soda, do not eat no sweets and desserts. That's why you don't hear them saying Dolph came to buy cookies for himself. They're telling you Dolph came to buy cookies for other people like his mom or grandma, which nobody knows. So ATG Juju said the cookie spot was like a little shop. Yes, somebody saying they have some sort of recipe to something that they be putting in some of their snacks.
Look, the trap guys.
Yeah.
The trap guys come to Makita's for the cookies when they smoking a lot. But Dolph drinks a lot of lean, man. He drinks lean, man. He don't be wanting no cookies.
Right. He doesn't have the munchies like that. He's jumping and getting cookies. Plus, on top of that, he's already pouring up in Sprites and Gatorade and stuff. He can't have too much sugar. So the reason why he went
Could have been it could have been a little innocent convo on where they tell when they're telling Cornelius and Straight Drop that Dolph is there. Could have been a little quick convo, quick phone call they made. And basically CMG planted Straight Drop, and it's sad that they want to be in the limelight to get their music going, and Raven wants to set all this up and tell them where Dolph is just so that they can do something and end up boosting their music career. Because a lot of people, they like to get fast attention and fast money, so they think that if they can get all this attention from doing this bad stuff, that's going to translate into attention, is going to translate into money, and that's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they want to get clout and they want to be famous and stuff like that, and they're doing all the wrong things to try to be famous, and when all they should be worried about is keeping a roof over their head and having enough to have some food to eat and take care of their family. And if you're going to really want to be about money and stacking up, you shouldn't be worried about being famous and all that stuff, because if you was to really make money, you would know how to get the popularity and how to get the attention in order for you to actually make money. If you're chasing a music career, you don't have to go set people up and basically use their downfall as a way to boost yourself up. Like, nobody is gonna approve that these days. Like, nobody's gonna sit there and be fans or back a dude who had to take down a whole nother guy just to get in a little spot that he got. So they crash test dummies. It's really not gonna last that long, and that's why, like, even with Wavy Navy Pooh, he had no rap experience, but he gets signed and then gets popped the next day. And it sounds like a whole lot of stuff. Like, you can even think of ODB from Wu-Tang Clan, same situation. And somebody cashes in on that. Now I watched a video where Yo Gotti and his bodyguard and Straight Drop walked in on Lil Boosie. And Boosie was not pleased. He was not happy. And Straight Drop was saying that, he needs to pop him in the mouth because they had